Hey. Sorry, I was just live and then I hopped off and then I got this update was like, thanks to Milena. I'm like, I gotta go live again real quick just to get this out there, And because I'm afraid tomorrow I'm not gonna be feeling good because I feel like a cold coming on to me. My whole house is sick and I know I'm starting to get it. So I was like, let me just knock this out tonight and go live again. Yay, Linda's on time. I told everyone I wasn't going to be back, and then I snuck back. So people probably don't know to come back now, but oh well. They'll catch the replay crew. So if anyone has been, yeah, I have just for like 10 minutes. I have a quick update. They walked in. I was like, "Are you live?" So, hey, Pecan Pie. Real quick, I just got these documents. Kourtney Chalmers has requested a lifetime RSO against Michael Long, and is making some really crazy claims. If anyone has followed this case, they know how crazy this case was on YouTube. And if you haven't followed this case, a long time ago, gosh, I think it was like 2020. Yeah, he's still in jail as of right now, but I believe he's getting out of jail soon. So I think they're trying to they're scared that he's getting out, and trying to protect the children. So in a nutshell, this TikTok came out. Was it on TikTok? Yeah, I think it was right around when like TikTok just started, and it was of a young girl screaming, not wanting to go to her mother's house, and all this stuff, and it just captured the hearts of millions of people, and they started donating to this man to get him custody of his daughter because she was being abused by her mother, when it all really ended up coming out that Michael was mentally unwell and very manipulative, and he had really helped his daughter create these like crazy false stories of things that didn't happen. And it's not her fault. She was young and she really wanted her dad's, attention, I guess. And it got really ugly. He made some crazy claims that his ex's uh, boyfriend or fiance was essaying her. I mean, it got really crazy, and he did this whole big online spiel. His wife at the time, Kourtney, was helping him try and get custody of the kids from his ex-wife. And then Kourtney, who was his number one, backup person to help him, he cheats on with somebody who was against him, and I guess there was some like covert operation to catch him in something, and then she ended up falling for him, and then he cheated on his wife with some chick, and it turned into a whole big mess. It was like extreme parental alienation for sure, Pecan. Like it was, and it was crazy because he made like so much money through donations, probably almost up to $1 million. I know at least $500,000, not even counting gifts, all that stuff. Then he ended up recruiting all these people to help him. The one guy ended up being like someone who was a sex offender, or got in trouble being with a minor. Like he harbored some fugitive, and it was the most insane story. If you haven't followed it from the beginning, I don't even know where to start to explain it to you, but you can always go back and look on YouTube for old videos of Michael Long. Yeah, easily $500,000. Oh yeah, and then he got his daughter Squishy the cat, which I don't even, does she even have Squishy? Hey Lex. It was such a bizarre story. Like I can't even. I don't even know where to begin. But in a nutshell, he cheated on his wife, who then agreed that it was parental alienation, and he literally ran off with his daughter. He just kidnapped his daughter and left, and was staying in all these places, and nobody would tell them where they were. He was supposed to show up for court to take her there to, work something out, and he refused, and he took off to Mexico with her. Then he got caught with drugs. He was in a Mexican jail. They had to bring Sophie back to America, and now she's, from what I know, back with her mother. But she was devastated. Her dad really had her believing and everything. Oh yeah, for sure, Linda. They definitely match crazies, for sure. And he was in Mexican jail for a while, and then I think he got sent back to American jail, and he is being released soon, and I know that they are worried, and this will totally shock you for sure. So let me share my screen. Let me see. All right, I just want to make sure like all the stuff was redacted. Okay. So, in the matter, the marriage of Michael John Long and Kourtney Diane Chalmers. Now, Kourtney has a son with him, a young son who was, I believe he's getting out soon. I think that's what this said, Lori. She has a young son with him, and she's very afraid for her. Okay, so in a nutshell, he has kids with Kelly Long, 2 boys, and Sophie. And he when all this was stuff going on and he was saying Sophie was being abused, he let the boys go back to his mom, but kept Sophie, which didn't make sense because he claimed in the beginning they were all being abused. But Kourtney had a son with him, and then after he cheated on her, she left, and she's also afraid for her child as well. So Kourtney Chalmers swore or affirmed to tell the truth, stated as follows: I am sound of mind and capable of making the statement. I have personal knowledge of the facts written in the statement. I understand that if I lie in the statement, I may be held criminally responsible. This statement is true. I'm asking the court to grant me a protection order for my son against his father, Michael Long. I ask that it remain in effect until his 18th birthday. However, if the court sees fit, I would really plead that they allow it to be a lifetime order. A lifetime protective order is what District Attorney's Office in Collin County, Texas is currently seeking out for my son's half-sister, Sophie, although Michael is fighting to have it thrown out. I want no contact in person, at home, at school, daycare, by phone, by mail, or through third parties. Michael is currently being held in Collin County Jail for interference with child custody case number and the aggravated kidnapping case number of my son's sister, Sophie Long. He was arrested in Mexico City with Sophie in December 11th of 2021 by the United States Marshals and federal officers of Mexico after being on the run with Sophie for 6 months. In a series of phone calls with blacked out that took place on March 6th and March 7th, I was made aware of that. Okay, trigger warning, guys. I don't even know if I should really read it how it's stated. Hold on a minute. I'm going, just so you can see, like you see I have it. I'm going to read it, but I'm going to change the words up a little bit just because it's trigger warning, I guess, a little bit. I just don't want to read it how it's said, but I promise I am reading it. I'm just using a different set of words so it doesn't sound as, whatever. All right, so United States Marshals are not turning over the paperwork. Yeah, right, Jeanette? Yeah, I don't know how. It's hard to give her any kind of credit, but I do think that she should protect her own child from him, so I can't really blame her for doing this, but I agree. I think she still would have been the fool had he hadn't cheated on her. But I will give her that he's super manipulative and, I don't know, convincing, I guess. Where is this bug coming from? It's like a moth in here. Okay. Anyway, so United States Marshals are not turning over the paperwork for Michael's arrest in Mexico, even though it has been alleged that dope and guns were found in the car with Sophie. Because of this, Michael will be released in 18 months from the date of March 17th, 2023, unless Sophie becomes strong enough to mentally and emotionally testify against him in court. I fear he will kidnap my son and disappear into Mexico once more upon his release. Hey, Glenjamin. Sorry, I threw you guys all off. I came back, but it's only for a few minutes. I'm terrified because according to, it's blanked out, Sophie has confessed that Michael had done something terrible to her. He SA'd her in Mexico and allowed a man in the apartment next to theirs in Mexico City to as well. I'm not sure who said that, but she's saying, according to someone, it's actually blacked out. I hope she doesn't have to testify. I hope she doesn't have to testify either. But, I mean, if it will be, beneficial in keeping him away from her, then I think that she should. Now, I don't. This is also coming from, Kourtney. It's blacked out of who she said it to, so I'm not really sure who told her this. But so I don't really know how to say should you take it with a grain of salt or not, but she's presenting it to the court, so I don't know if there's some, I don't know. But she said, my son's father is a pedo, and the case against him for SA of Sophie, who was only 11 years old at the time, may take years to resolve. This leaves all children at his mercy until they bring him justice for his horrific crimes. The Collin County District Attorney's Office informed me that Michael had gone so far as to create a false identity for Sophie and included a fake passport and a birth certificate to further his efforts to make her disappear. Yeah, they do video testimony. They did that in the what's it called case, the what's his name? Oh my god, why can't I think of it? Amber Heard and what's his name? Why can't I think of his name? Oh my god. Well, yeah, they did. Yeah, there's an update. Kourtney is filing for a lifetime RSO against Michael Long, and she's alleging that Michael SA'd her in Mexico. That's okay, Lynn. Deposition, yeah, that's what I was talking about. Johnny Depp, yeah. Deposition, Johnny Depp. You can do a deposition, yeah. They might be able to do that. She says Michael is physically and mentally abusive child predator. That he is a physically and mentally abusive child predator. He is, by blank's own words in a recorded phone call, a dangerous man. I also warned that we all need to have a safety plan in place because Michael will do whatever he wants when he is released if they can't prosecute him fully for the kidnapping and SA of Sophie. Michael has already shown physical aggression towards my son in the months leading up to me going to stay with my mother in December 2020. Sorry, I'm reading it from my other screen, so if I keep looking away. My son, who was only 3 at the time, had been hit by Michael on 3 different occasions between the months of September to December of 2020. My son at the time, along with his 2 brothers, also started acting out sexually by grabbing each other inappropriately. I reported all of this to CPS, and now I believe all inappropriate behavior was learned from Michael, despite his insistence that it was being learned at my son's brother's home in Collin County. I fear he would be just as willing to hurt the boys if he gets his hands on them. Furthermore, Michael is dangerously manipulative, and this is why I need all contact severed. According to Blank, Sophie has also confessed that Michael orchestrated all false essay accusations Sophie made against her mother and Jake Bellington, who was 9 at the time. She was manipulated into making an accusation and said that Michael told her what to do and say. The video Michael forced Sophie to participate in made its way around the world and ruined lives. I gained national attention, and Michael weaponized these false accusations. He weaponized his own children. Michael J. Long will stop at nothing to isolate his children from their protectors and will destroy anyone who gets in his way, which I firmly believe. The physical and psychological damage he has done to my son's siblings compelled Collin County courts to remove his parental rights completely on July of 2021. My son, who is only 5, desperately needs protection too. The reason he only kidnapped Sophie is because she was the only one left in his possession at the time. Please protect my son from suffering the same physical and psychological trauma that his sister did at Michael's hands. Yeah, right? What happened to Truthy? Yeah, I know, but she was young and she, you really believe, I guess, in your parents, and she wanted to be with her dad. He's very manipulative. She's a kid, you know what I mean? And not only that, he promised her meeting Taylor Swift. He promised to take her to Disney World. She was getting all these gifts from people and money. I mean, when you're a kid, that's exciting, and she may have just, I don't know. Right, SM? I know. Did you hear what I said? Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, his ex. Oh yeah, I agree. I agree with you 100%, Jeanette, about that. Kourtney's acting like she didn't know it was a scam, but she would have had to known it was a scam, I think, but yeah, she told the nurse she had fans and told the nurse that she was going to go to Disney World and she was going to meet Taylor Swift. It's so upsetting, and I really honestly do think if he gets out of jail, he will, protective order or not, 100% try and do whatever. He'll take great lengths. For him to even go to Mexico and go through with that is just wild to me. And I don't doubt what she's saying. I think he would do that. So it's horrifying what he did already. But at least now, most of the public knows that he's bad. I mean, he still has his couple little fan people, but which I will never understand. I will never understand. But I think I hope they grant them this, because he needs to stay away from them completely, in my opinion. Yeah, me too, Quid Pro Ho. Me too, for sure. But yeah, this is just, I didn't know that she made those claims, and that's terrible if that really happened. And honestly, I wouldn't be shocked, because I do think he's a creep. I think he's a total creep, and I think he focused on all that stuff way too much, and why does your mind go there with children is my thing. And I feel like he totally put that all together. I mean, he's there's got to be something wrong with your brain if you accuse of everybody and their mother of doing something like that. You know what I mean? He's accused 13 people or something crazy like that. And I just, yeah, right? Sabrina, I'm curious what he's going to say, because he goes hard for Michael, and everyone, thought that was happening. The only thing that really like gets me is like her saying the neighbor did too, and it's like, well, is she, did it actually happen, or she, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like, I could see it for sure too, you know what I mean? But is she like permanently like, has like a messed up mind from all this? But I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think maybe it would be like harder to believe this time because of all the things she made up before. It's like, can you believe what she's saying now? But I can totally see Michael being the one orchestrating all this stuff from the get-go. You know what I mean? And if you read the text messages between them, they were very weird. And that's what made me cringe and be like, oh, maybe there was something going on. You know what I mean? Like, the way it was a weird. It was a weird like relationship and a way to be talking to your dad, and I think she was just totally like manipulated, and I just feel terrible for her. And I hope they do. I hope they have changed her name, or when she goes to school, they don't know it's her, stuff like that, because sadly this will probably follow her around forever, you know what I mean? And he had to like completely, put all this stuff out for the public, which was totally exploiting his child, you know what I mean? So yeah, he's totally creepy. I don't know, man. Those texts really was like, why are you like talking to your kid like this? I don't know. You just. Hey Janine, he stole the group he's posting in. What group is it? I'm not even in that group. I wish it was better circumstances too, Janine, for sure. That doesn't surprise me. Tim stole it. I don't know. He went so hard for Michael that I can't even respect that dude now. It's like now it's all of a sudden he changed his mind because Michael, did him dirty. I mean, I get it. A lot of people were convinced Michael was a good guy for a while. You know what really changed everything for me? So there was all these rumors being spread that like Kelly was on meth and like, she was this terrible mom. And then I saw the body cam footage and I was like, dude, this is like a beautiful house in a beautiful neighborhood. She looks healthy, you know what I mean? And as soon as I saw the body cam footage, I was like, this is bull crap. There's no way. Like, there's no way this woman is what they're saying that she is. Like, you can clearly see the kids are well taken care of in a beautiful home in a beautiful neighborhood. You know what I mean? And oh, he stole it from you? No way. You archived it? He stole it? How? Did you like leave your response? Like, did you leave? I know like when people like abandon groups, I don't know how when it's archived though, but that's weird. I think she did too, Nina, for sure. Like, I definitely think she knew to some extent. I mean, I'll be shocked if she didn't. Like, how do you not know or get an inkling? Yeah, they were definitely taking care of it, Kelly. That's what I'm saying. Like Michael said, like she was like a meth head and that, she couldn't take care of her kids and this and that. But then when they go to Kelly's house on the body cam footage, the home is literally beautiful. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Because maybe your account was banned at like relinquished your rights as a admin. And I know once you like leave a group as an admin, I know like a member can take it over. I think I don't know who posted this. Someone sent it to me. I think it was maybe it was probably Tim Foxworth because he usually posts all the court documents. Like Tim's always posting the court documents, so I'm assuming that's who it came from. He always does. Like, or I don't know if Casey did. I mean, she might have, but I doubt it. Oh yeah, he for sure is the king of projection. Well, I hope that, I think she's doing the right thing, and she's doing the right thing to take care of her children, and, you know. Tim posted it, yeah, I figured. I can't stand Tim Foxworth, to be honest. I hate that guy. I think he's weirdo too. But yeah, it doesn't shock me that it was him who posted it. He usually posts. I don't know why he keeps up with it, but he's like creepily obsessed with this. Actually, like he still steadily talks about this on a regular basis, and it's been like 3 years almost. It's like, you have anything else to do, bro? I was just talking about Michael Long. Kourtney's filing a like a lifetime order of protection against him because he's going to be getting out of jail in like 18 months or something like that, which I think is smart on her part to keep him away from the kids. But yeah, oh yeah, he totally does. I think Tim was like he worked with Michael at some point and they were friends, and then he was all in his crusade for helping him, and forget we can't see you. You're definitely from Pittsburgh with your yins. I know, Abra. I said I was leaving, and then I came back because I was like, oh, I'm probably not going to feel good enough to talk about this tomorrow. So, well, apparently, Lynn, when they transferred him to the United States, they refused to hand over, the Mexican police are refusing to hand over the court documents that say they found dope in his car. So I guess they can't further charge him with that. So they're trying to charge him through Sophie, but I mean, clearly she's dealing with some like painful stuff, and she's not ready to probably testify. You know what I mean? Like, she probably doesn't want to talk about it, and I can't blame her. Yeah, I agree, Pecan. You would think it would be enough to make them like never go near your kid again, but I like from day one, I thought a lot of things were enough that they let this man get away with, and he still got away with, like, he had kidnapped her and left with her and wouldn't bring her there, and they were just still like allowing him to do that stuff and harbor a fugitive, and it's just a mess. Yeah, oh, for sure, she's traumatized. I mean, any kid would be traumatized having to go through that, you know? I hope none of his kids see him again, for sure. I think he is manipulative and just a terrible person. And the fact that not only that, like, he's a social media, he had a job for marketing. Like, he knows how that stuff works, how to get stuff out on the internet. He knows the system, and he took advantage of it to get a ton of money and defame his ex-wives, and really just made himself look stupid in the whole thing. But yeah, I agree. They let everybody down. Like, too much. It was a nightmare. And I can't even believe he got away with half the shit that he got away with. But same. Me too, Sabrina. Me too. If there's any proof. Oh, really? I didn't know that. So if there's any proof of any assault in Mexico, it can't be prosecuted in the U.S. Well, that's a damn shame. Even if she, like, testifies against him and says it. Yeah, I agree. He does have a weird obsession with her. Like, it wasn't the same for the boys. You know what I mean? It was like with her, it was a weird, creepy obsession. Like, let's run away together, and it's just me and you. And the way he talked to her was weird. It was just, it's definitely believable to me, for sure. Sadly. Kelly is a strong woman, and I really hope that she never has to deal with this guy again because he's a totally abusive ex. And like, I think a lot of people have had I wouldn't say similar situation, but had someone in their, there's a lot of people who've had abuse, like mentally abusive exes and things like that, and it doesn't even touch on his level of abusive. It is like, I can't imagine anyone having to deal with this man ever. I mean, Kourtney got lucky because she really don't have to deal with him now, but Kelly had to deal with nothing but crap from this guy for the longest time. Yeah, Len, for sure. Oh yeah, yeah, Janine. Yeah, what's her name? The girl who beat her when she was like she wanted to go skinny dipping and she was naked in the room and the woman beat her. Shanquella. I think that was her name, Shanquella. That's crazy. I wonder if he was at so he's alleging that he didn't get caught with drugs and that there was like some um like other drug dealer with the same name and that they accused him and he wasn't the right guy. So like I wonder if that's true or if he really was caught with dope. Like I don't I don't get it, but Shanquella Robinson, that's it. But I don't know if it was really him or not, but he's claiming that it wasn't him from what I remember. I don't know. I mean, this case is just so bizarre. I don't even know how I would begin to start explaining it to anybody. I remember somebody wrote up like a summary of it and it was so good. But there's just so many like ridiculous players. Remember the lady with the pink hair and like the really ugly big Sharpie eyebrows? And she did oh Sophie. She was like singing to her. You know what it reminded me of? Like when Phoebe did Smelly Cat. That every time I hear that like little like Sophie, oh Sophie, I love you or so. I forget how it went, but she reminded me of Phoebe with Smelly Cat. I don't know why, but and then he had that one lady talking to her about SA and sharing her SA stories, and she was like an ex porn star. Um, Bow lady, I can't remember her name, but I did look up one of her pornos, and it was ridiculous. It was this super cheesy porno where she was with some guy, and she was like a bull person, where they hold up like like the red sheet and the bull run through it, and she kept like making the guy run through the red sheet. Don't ask why, but I was just so curious because I'm like, this lady was really a porn star, and then I just, ended up looking into it. But oh yeah, and that Anna Bring Your Guns chick. Oh my gosh. Yeah, right, Pekin. There is no real way to explain it. It got so deep. It was like I don't even know, like, because you get to a certain point and then you're like, shit, I forgot about this and I forgot about that, and it was crazy. She sells fake cures for autism. Oh wow, really? Could he be prosecuted since it was a case of international? Oh, maybe there is some like way around it because he kidnapped her out of the United States. That's a good point. There may be some kind of clause because it was kidnapping. Yes, a lot of moving parts for sure. I mean, it's not a funny situation at all, but there were some like funny times for sure. But it's a sad situation. But I will say it is, I guess, comforting to a point that he didn't get away with this and that nobody really backed down and we all really, banded together to point out all his things that didn't add up and his history, and we like, as a a group who was on the other side kind of like changed people's minds in a good way. Like it was, I will give CK that. She did a good job, doing that. His musical talent, Chloe Joe? No, not at all. For his 4 a.m. business calls every night. Did you? I remember that one call that came out where he was talking with some girl on YouTube, and he was gonna hire her as like a media person, and he was talking about how Sophie drew this picture in the sand, and somehow they interpreted that there was some underground trafficking tunnels under Jake Bellington's uncle's house, and that they were trafficking through these tunnels. And Sophie was down there and seeing these tunnels, and she drew I don't know how she can draw a couple of lines in the sand, and that's what you make up. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you look at this picture in the sand, and you're like, oh yeah, trafficking tunnels. That's it. Yeah, I seen her clip channel. There, all it is just like Rakita Law clips. Like, how corny is that? It's like she's obsessed with Rakita Law. Like, they having an affair or something. Like, why is she constantly posting Rakita Law clips? Like, I found it, and then I was like, what the hell is this? And I'm just like, it's literally just nothing but Rakita Law clips. Oh yeah, I'm sure he'll say that she's lying about it. Yeah, like, I mean, from what I understood, Alyssa was supposed to be like a overt mission to like go in and find things wrong with Michael to use it against him, and then she fell for his charm and fell in love with him, and now she's like the ultimate Michael crusader who's obsessed with Rakita Law now. I don't know. Pantygate. she had what's her name's panties. Oh, Chloe Joe, Kourtney Chalmers filed a with the court to get a lifetime restraining order against Michael Long, and she says that somebody told her that Sophie confessed that Michael, I hate even saying this, that Michael essayed her in Mexico, and she's not emotionally right to testify, and they're worried that she basically called him a pedo, and they're worried that when he gets out that he will stop at nothing to get to his kids. And yeah. Hey Tia Dash, hey girl. Yeah, I know. If you rewind, you can see I like read the whole thing out, but and she also allegedly confessed that Michael made all this stuff up and forced her to participate in the video and all his stories, and that he weaponized her to make false accusation. She said he orchestrated all false SA accusations Sophie made against her mother and Jake Bellington. Yeah, I'm back, devil. Hi, Circle Box. I see you. Sorry. But yeah, Alyssa clips. All she does is post about Rakita. It's like the strangest thing. Like, she had like one clip where it was like Rakita in a hot tub. It's like, I don't know. I don't trust Kourtney either, but she said in the beginning that everything she's saying, she understands that if she's lying, she could be criminally charged, and that she swears she's telling the truth. It's blacked out who who told her that Sophie did this, so I don't know where it came from, but I don't know. I do think it is in their best interest to get a lifetime restraining order against Michael, which they are also pursuing for Sophie as well. Yeah, because Rakita is the only law nerd who believed ML, right? Is she still with ML, Alyssa? Like, I don't understand. She's a huge stalker of the locals too. Wow. Yeah. Well, she was dating the craziest guy who kidnapped his daughter and left for Mexico with her, and now he's in jail, and she's manless. And she was supposed to get him in trouble, but fell for his charm, I guess. I don't know. She gives Nick loads of hate randomly. Oh, really? Is she not like Rakita anymore? I don't know. I watched her clip channel. I'm like, what is this? Like, how did she go from being Michael Long's girlfriend to, Rakita to like some Rakita clip channel? I don't know. But yeah, I I hope that you'll get a I mean, I can't believe they don't have a lifetime. Uh, it stated on a page that a prosecutor at the Collin County District Attorney's Office disclosed all of this on a recorded call earlier this week. Okay, because it's blacked out. It says he is, by so and so's own words, in a recorded call, a dangerous man. I also warn that we all need to have a safety plan in place. But it was blacked out, so I couldn't see. But interesting. I didn't know that, Mystic Mama. Thank you. It didn't sound like, oh, so Rakita still believes in Michael? Oh, she's super bipolar about him. That doesn't surprise me. But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people who, like, got into this, like, father's rights stuff, which, look, I agree. I do think fathers need more rights in the justice system for sure. Um, but in this case, no. Like, this guy deserves completely to lose his children. And he is a shit human who scammed millions of people into, losing a lot of money for sure. So I just, ugh. But yeah, thanks, Mystic Mama. It's blacked out, so I didn't know who said it, but I'm curious if because I'm curious if that because she was kidnapped in the United States, if he can still be charged for things that happened in Mexico, because she was literally, you know what I mean? There may be some kind of clause there. Let's hope so. Yeah, I agree, Chloe Joe. And I think the second he gets out of jail, he will start his crap again. All right, Pecan. I for sure think he will start his crap again. For sure. Legal Mindset is a huge ML fan. I think he's who pushed him into law too. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I mean, I know, like, that guy, who was the guy who was, thank you. Thank you, Pecan. Hey, prayer partner Eve, how you doing? You're gonna have to rewind to see what I talked about, but to give you a rundown, Kourtney Chalmers is fighting for a lifetime. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I'll have to do that. Like, I didn't zoom in that close. Right? Andrew? I didn't know he was tied to Michael. I didn't know. I mean, I don't really know him that well, but I was shocked. I know who was the guy with the father's rights organization who were like totally pro Michael. Andrew in Nixpound, Texas, I believe, funneled ML. And oh, that guy. Who was that guy who did the little like the YouTube TV thing, and he did the whole like Michael video? Is that's not? I wonder. Who was I? Yeah, gosh, I'm trying to remember that guy's name. He was like the guy who did that, like the documentary on their farm, and he had his own little show. Yeah, Kenneth Rosa, that was it. That was the father's rights guy. Yeah. I wonder if he's changed his mind about Wish.com predators. I wonder if Kenneth has changed his mind about Michael. I remember he made like a statement, but it still didn't seem like he like changed his mind last time I saw a statement. Like he didn't agree with him kidnapping her, but was basically like saying like he had no other choice or something like that. But I'm curious if he has changed his like outlook on it since then. But yeah, that was, I couldn't remember his name. There was that other, gosh, what is that? Hold on, I wonder if I look up his YouTube channel, I can find it. Remember he like went on their farm and he like filmed Michael Long's mom feeding like the baby lamb. It was so corny, his little TV show. Hold on. No. Oh, I don't know. I'm not going to be able to find it in here. He did that like, it was like early on. He did that, I can't remember his name. Yeah, well, I know Kenneth Rosa said that like he didn't agree with him kidnapping his kid, but he was left with no other choices or something. Oh, I can't find it. Well, the guy did like a documentary on Michael and like went to his ranch, and then he did it was like so cheesy, like it was like making them look like the nicest people ever. Like she was feeding the baby lamb with a bottle and the deer, and you know, they talked about, they all got interviewed. Oh, Jeff Morgan was that other guy. The guy, are you talking about Jeff Morgan, Devil? The guy, his friend from Texas. Isn't Jeff Morgan the guy who tried to make it seem like the Collin County family courts were screwing him over, and everybody came in his live. He did that video and everyone came in his live and were like, dude, you're so wrong about all this. And then he kept telling everyone like, okay, well, then I'm going to look into it. I think he was Michael's lawyer. And he recorded a phone conversation with him. You guys remember that guy? But I feel like Jeff Morgan came after Rakita. So maybe not. I can't even keep up. There's so many people. Oh yeah, I loathe Nick because of ML too, and I never could get past that. I never could get past it. Yeah, ML should get no father's rights. I agree that I agree in the movement for father's rights. I agree with it as long as it's not a situation like this. You know what I mean? Like it was clear this man was exploiting his kid for views and money. You know what I mean? And it was just. Now look, don't get me wrong. I don't think Jake Bellington was the greatest guy either. Like, but I don't think he essayed anybody, but he's still a shitty person. I'll that is like, if that's the point they were trying to prove, then yes, sure, Jake Bellington was a shitty person. But I don't agree with, you know, putting Michael Long on a pedestal and making him like he's something special when he's not, and you know what I mean, like that he's a father who had to run away for the safety of his kid. Like, no, just no. He's mentally ill. He is a weirdo and should not be around his kids at all. And he's dangerous. He was teaching his daughter how to shoot so she could shoot people if anyone tried to come on the property. Yes, CM for sure. So inappropriate towards his daughter. I agree. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I agree completely that compared to ML, he was way better than Michael for sure. But I will say that, he did do some shitty things. And if that's, what people were trying to prove, then okay, like, I got it. But yeah, I seen that, Mystic Mama. No, I like I think that all the essay allegations are completely fake and that it's bullshit. But it like did come out, I guess, that they got into like some argument and that he hit Kelly or he swung on Kelly and missed and like hit the baby. So in that sense, like there was some things that he did that weren't cool. You know what I mean? And Kelly's no longer with him. It's just like her baby daddy. And, um, there was like, a few things that he did that I didn't agree with. But compared to Michael Long, I think, he's a much better person than Michael, like tremendously. And I think Michael absolutely made up all that stuff against him. The only thing that I can say is that I don't think he's the greatest human being is when he got charged with this stuff by police of like allegedly, swinging on Kelly or whatever happened. I don't know. That's what the thing said, but yeah, GB is abusive and should be held accountable. Yeah, I agree. He doesn't deserve to be labeled as a pedo if he's not a pedo. Yeah, Jake sounds like a douche, but he's still 1,000 times better than ML. Sometimes you just gotta accept people have a bad take. Lots of fame. Hit Nick up. Yeah, well, ML, I guess. But here's my thing: is like here's my thing about Nick is like after all this stuff went down, like he still held his position, which I don't understand, and I can't be like, okay, Nick had a bad take because after all this stuff came out, he hasn't really changed his position. You know what I mean? Like, not that I've seen. Like, he's still, um, you get what I'm saying? Like, he still is maintaining his position about Michael from what I saw, and it's like, after all this stuff out, how can you still agree with the man? You know? Oh, a nightmare ex baby daddy. Like, a nightmare, your worst nightmare for sure. I agree, Lynn. Yeah, she's better off just focusing on her kids and her life and things like that. Yeah, it's hard though. She had a baby with that guy. You know what I mean? It's never easy to leave a father of your children, and you want stuff to work out for the kid. You know what I mean? Like I get it. I understand that. So, like it's got to be hard for her all around. Yeah, I get that devil, but he still was wrong about that guy. And I mean, just say it like the dude's a freaking asshole. I was wrong, I'm not saying the ML, he should have got swatted by the ML crowd or whatever, but that guy, what's his name, was a weirdo though. Um, his friend, the Jennings dude, he said some. A lot of people are like, "Oh my gosh, you shouldn't have done that to Jennings," but Ken Jennings made that weird statement about how pedos should be allowed to like get these dolls made in the likeness of children, and that just like that just threw me off like so bad. I'm like, oh, that's gross. Why why would anyone be okay with it's like making the problem worse? You know what I mean? I don't know. Like that like everyone was like, oh my god, Ken Jennings, blah blah. But I don't know if he still does. But that what he said about that, it was like Yeah, I don't know, that that freaks me out a little bit. Like, why would anyone be okay with making sex dolls of children? Like, no, no, no. I don't know if he's since tried to defend that or whatever, but that was just that made me cringe for sure. I get to sit in the yeah, it's awful. Yeah, it's like an awful thing to do. Yeah. He was like for it, saying that it would like I guess it would be helpful to the people who were like attracted to kids or something. It was like I don't get that, but okay. Like I don't know how. I don't think that's helpful at all. I think that's contributing to the problem, but maybe it was taken the wrong way or whatever, but I don't know. Oh yeah. People are making like ones in the likeness of like children, I'm pretty sure. Ugh. It's gross to think about. Yeah, that do you remember that guy were you here for the Michael Long side, Linda? There's this guy. There's so many people that were involved in this, but it was a follower of Rakita who like went on this, sticking up for Michael. He's since he's changed. I think Ken changed his opinion about it, but he was like a kid therapist or something like that, and he said he shared Sophie's medical records or whatever, and people were furious and felt that what he had done was unethical, considering that he was like worked in like child therapy, and they just felt like his decision was unethical, and I guess somebody had called his job and got him fired, and Rakita was furious about it, started this big thing. But I mean, look, I don't agree with anybody going real life, and sadly that's just what happens on YouTube. And I don't know why people ever do it. uh I wouldn't, I don't always agree with people's decisions, but I wouldn't call and try and make them lose their job unless I felt like he was like a danger to the community. Or I wouldn't call CPS unless I really knew for a fact that somebody was like hurting children. But doing it on YouTube is just not it, because I mean you really don't know enough to make that decision, I feel like, through YouTube. So I don't know. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, hey, if you want a doll, like an adult doll, go for it. You know what I mean? I think it's a little weird, and I probably wouldn't want to date you or anything, but kids, no. No way. That is some creep shit. No way. No. Hell no. Hey everyone. The Japanese and China make the oh gosh. Unless the camera's on and sound, etc. It's in the image. Yeah. It's just I don't know. I mean, I won't, I don't have to go making fun of people, but I do think it's a little strange if you get satisfaction from a doll, you know what I mean? But whatever floats your boat. Mm-hmm. Yes, devil, right? There was some guy involved in the Kylie Rodney case that I am still not convinced is not Truth Human Group. Oh, well, you have to send it. Send me a link, Quid Provo, because I gotta hear this. What's his name? Do you know his name on YouTube? I feel like I would be able to hear. I would be able to tell if it's Truthy's voice. And we can compare it to a clip. I know where to get a clip. I would be crazy if Truthy came back. That would be crazy. Remember Truthy's ex went and was knocking on his door? And his girl answered? Yeah. This case was so wild, dude. Oh, it's SF? Oh, it's not SF. I know who SF is. That's not Truthy. I know who Truthy is, and SF, and they're different people. I got you. I'm telling you, Quid Bro. I know because I looked into both of them. Not I was modding for somebody at the time, and we were I modded for CK when all of this was going down. So naturally, I was in the shit. You know what I mean? I was all up in it. That was crazy though. Truthy's ex got all involved. Oh my gosh. He does sound kind of like, yeah, I can see that. I agree, Mystic Mama. I totally agree. He should be banned. And he tried to lie about it too and say that he was like, that he was way younger than he was at the time. Jared. Oh, remind me who Jared is again? I was just watching the Subway documentary. That was wild. Jared from Subway. Was that his name? Jared from Subway. I've also been, this is totally not true crime-ish, but I've been embroiled in this Vanderpump Rules saga. Does anyone watch Vanderpump Rules? Because this shit is crazy. Tom Sandoval and Raquel, I've been like hooked on this shit for days. Like, where was it? Yeah. CM, you don't remember? I think he's a registered. I'm pretty sure he's a registered sex offender. Yeah, he got in trouble. I think he got it taken off his record though because his dad was a Oh yeah, Jared. Okay, Jared Lysick. You're right. I don't know what's going on with him, but I think Truthy got it expunged from his record because his dad was a big politician. But Truthy was, I think, 21, and he was messing with a girl who was like 16 or 17 in a car, and he was using something to like penetrate her with, and he got caught by the police while he was in the car, and I would imagine he technically should be an RSO because she was way younger than him, but she I think that he got it expunged somehow because of his dad. Oh yeah, she might have been 14. She was young, but I think no, sorry. He said he was 17, I think, and she was 14, but he was actually like 20, 21. I think that's it. I don't know. It's a really I think he tried to play it off like he was 17, but then we did the math and it wasn't mathing at all. And then he disappeared and they they made an obituary, and it was like the obituary they used, the picture for the obituary they used was like Truthy with no shirt on, like laying on top of his girl or something. It was the worst picture, and it was like on this weird obituary site where you could make your own obituary, and it didn't seem real at all. We were like, no way, there's just no way that he did this. And everyone was like, how dare you talk about Truthy, he's dead. And his girl was on there talking about how he was dead, and CK was like, he's not dead. And she called a wellness check on him and played the wellness check, and he basically wasn't dead. And they didn't really say it, but they hinted to it. And then his ex literally went and knocked on his door. And then it all came out that he was lying, and he resurrected like 3 or 4 days later, like Jesus. And maybe a little longer than that. And admitted that he lied. Oh man, what a nightmare that was. Or maybe I bet you he would be in like the like the mushroom or like there's got to be a community for psychedelics, and I bet you he's in that community. I'll bet money on it he's in that community. Okay, so she was 14 then. Yeah, no. Yeah, well, so okay, so one of my mods was a mod for CK as well, and she contacted Truthy's sister and was like, "I'm so sorry about your brother. I heard he died." And she was like, "What? What are you talking about? He's not dead." And then she's my mod too. She called Truthy. She messaged Truthy's sister, and Truthy's sister was like, "Yeah, well, I haven't talked to him in years. We don't talk. Um, he like he's never even met his nieces and nephews, but on his obituary it said like great uncle to his nephews, and then they deleted great uncle to his nephews like out of the obituary, and then she called the morgue, she called the hospital, she called then she did a wellness check on him, and then the police, she played the calls of the wellness check, and then the police were like, well, we were there, but they couldn't say straight up that he wasn't dead, but they like hinted to her, and it was just blatantly obvious he was still alive. Oh man. Oh, the guy who broke his desk. Why can't I think of his name? The guy the guy who goes breaking down doors to save children in like third world countries. I forget his name. He was a boxer or something. Oh, I wouldn't be shocked, Annie. Probably. Mr. Nut. Yeah, that was it. And Dad Challenge podcast. Oh my gosh, he was the worst. I planned on only coming here for 10 minutes, but I had to reminisce a little bit because this is funny. Yeah, Mr. Nut. The dude was like, he was like he saved trafficked kids in like third world countries and would go like breaking down doors. I think he was somewhat legit though. And Dad Challenge podcast. Ugh, I can't stand that guy. Sorry if y'all like him, but I can't stand that dude. He's the worst. He went hard for him too. I know. I do feel like he was the only good guy, and he tried. He he tried to be like a good legit person. I do feel bad for him though. He was on something on Netflix recently. No way, Dad Bod was. Remember? Did you hear his podcast about his working for the church story? Oh my gosh, it was horrible. He's like he worked for like the sound department of church, and then he was making like a ridiculous amount of money a year, like more than most people make, like over 100,000 a year. And he was complaining to the church that he wasn't making enough money and that he needed a raise, and they were like, no way, dude. Like, you're like the sound guy, you know, he's not even a pastor, he's like the sound guy for the church. And then he told them that he needed to take a parental leave, you know, when you have like a baby, because he adopted like teenagers. And I guess like he was, it was like having a baby but with teenagers, so he wanted to take like parental leave. And they gave him like 60 days, but he wanted to take 90, and he told him no, and then he fired him, and then he went on this big tirade and did a whole like podcast about how horrible the church is and how they screwed him over. And like, I forget what it was called, but I listened to it. It was fun. I was like, dude was making like over like $100,000 being like the sound guy for the church, and he was complaining about it. I'm not sure if he was living in. I don't know. I think he was. That's a good question, CM. I some people said he wasn't in Honduras, but then he like supposedly proved he was. I don't know. I don't remember. It was so long ago. I think he really did care, though, Mr. Nut, for sure. And I think he was really hurt when the Truthy stuff happened. And I think he wanted to separate from all this when it all started coming out. He didn't hang on to it. He was literally claiming that he was like going to like traffic people's houses and just like kicking down doors and saving them. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I agree, Quid Bro. I was like listening to the podcast. I'm like, why would you leave that job when you're making that much money to do like the sound stuff? He said he was like way overworked and he was working overtime all the time. I don't know, but he was making a lot of money. I mean, I'd be happy to make that much money a year, but I don't know. I don't remember seeing him. You might be right. You might be right. It may have came out that uh you may be right that it could be wrong. $30. What about $30? What $30 or want $30? Oh wow. So apparently it just came out that Tom Schwartz knew about the affair if you're keeping up with this Vanderpump Rules stuff. But anyway, I am gonna get off because I've been here. No, he was making over like he was like making like over $150,000 a year. He was making a lot of money for a job. I think was fairly like he wasn't like doing no. He was just doing sound stuff on at church. I don't know. I forget, but yeah, light work. He was doing light work. I would consider light work. I don't know. I've never been a sound person, so maybe it's not. But anyway, I'm gonna go. I've been here for like an hour and 15 minutes when I only plan to come on for 10 minutes and just read the thing. But I'm glad I got to catch up with some people I haven't seen in a while and reminisce on some old case stuff. And if I hear any more details of this, I will, keep you updated. Hopefully she gets granted this for sure, because, you know, I think Michael should stay far, far, far away from uh these children for sure. So I think I'm starting to get a cold, so if you weren't here earlier, I was saying I probably won't be back for a couple days if I get slammed with this cold tomorrow. Hopefully it just passes over me and it's not too bad. My throat felt a little sore today, so we'll see. But yeah, hopefully I'll be good and I'll be back. Hopefully Sunday. So I will talk to y'all then. Bye everyone. Good to see you all, especially sorry that it was under these circumstances, but glad I got to chat with everybody again tonight. Yes, I got some chicken soup and I'm gonna go eat it now. You're welcome, Quid Pro Ho. Yes, and please hit the like button on your way out. You're welcome. Bye everyone.